passing, his attitude, and things like that.
Yeah.
And it's early. But man, he looks a lot better than Penei Sewell right now. And you know who else looks better than Penei Sewell? Remember everybody laughed at me when we did our first mock draft when I said Rashawn Slater for the Lions?
Yeah.
He's looking really good from what I'm reading.
Well, yeah, and Rashawn Slater, but the difference is Rashawn Slater's not changing positions.
Well, he always plays a lot of positions anyway.
Yeah. So he in college at Northwestern, he played really across the board and played a couple of years at right tackle. So he's not playing a new position. I get what you're saying. And from what we saw in the first 3 preseason games, yeah, Micah Parsons was playing at a higher level than Penei Sewell. Rashawn Slater was playing at a higher level than Penei Sewell. But I believe in the long run, in the investment that they put into Penei Sewell by taking him 7 overall, it's not going to be a wasted draft pick. It's going to take some time because, and I mentioned this a while ago, it is hard to make that transition. It's not as easy as everybody thinks, going from left to right. He didn't play last year, plus he's only 20 years old. He is one of the younger draft picks that we've ever had, but in this NFL draft. And the fact that he wasn't playing with the starting unit the last couple of weeks. He was starting, but Frank Ragnow was there last week, or this past week. Vaitai wasn't his right guard. I don't know if that's necessarily that positive or negative, but it's not a consistent voice. It's not a consistent individual next to you where you know exactly what he's going to be doing every single moment of the season, or of the game. And it matters to that starting 5. It matters to each individual. Now, can you go out there and play well? Yes, you can. You don't have to have those guys. But when there's any indecision from that center position, because Frank Ragnow's not in there, and you're looking at things and you get a call late, now all of a sudden he's in a bit of a panic because he's already sitting in a different position. He's coming out of a different stance. Everything seems to be panicked. We don't need to hit the panic button yet. He's going to be okay.
I'm not hitting the panic button. I'm just, we're talking. Yeah. What else out there? 248-539-9797 that you saw from preseason or anything else that has you either worried or happy about your team, and in this case with our team, the Lions, including the fact that Jared Goff played 2 series in the first preseason game. And look, you can go back and forth. You know how I feel. I am a wussy with a P when it comes to guys getting injured in unimportant games, preseason games, blowouts. Saw with J.K. Dobbins yesterday. That's horrific. Now, I know he can get injured at any time. I get that. But the flip side, and I think there's arguments to be made for both. If Patrick Mahomes and Jake Allen and all these guys can play, why can't Jared Goff play more? And Jared Goff is working with a new offense, new system, and everything is new. He, needs more work, I think, than any of these other guys, right?
Yeah, because you saw in the 3rd preseason game, and I turned on the NFL Network and was watching, and I was watching Tampa Bay. And I saw Tom in there, and I thought, well, is this a game from last year? Is this a game from early in the preseason? No, it was the 3rd preseason game. Tom Brady was in there. He was 11 of 14, and one of the drives, the first touchdown drive, he was 7 of 7 passing, and you saw a rhythm. Patrick Mahomes was in there for the 3rd preseason game. He was 8 of 9. You saw a rhythm. Josh Allen played a little bit longer. He was 20 of 26. Lamar Jackson was in there. Now, he didn't play a whole lot, but when you look at those teams, and we're talking about the defending world champions in Tampa Bay, you're talking about Kansas City and one of the highest paid players, probably the number 1 player in the NFL, Buffalo Bills are in the AFC Championship game, and Baltimore, and they set a new record. They won 20 preseason games. No, it doesn't matter. I'm not saying
I can't believe they actually made a big deal.
Well, you know what? They are a team that has been consistently competitive.
I know they're up there,
and there's
they have the right heart.
But it's when you look at what some of these superstars and some of these teams that are getting ready for a championship run did, then why wouldn't Detroit Lions, with new coordinators, new head coach, new players, new staff, new quarterback, get some more game reps? And I mentioned it earlier when I was talking about Frank Ragnow and Taylor Decker not playing. It matters to Penei Sewell. those reps. Now, do you want to get right now hurt? No. But he's not been a guy that's traditionally had injury issues. I know he broke his throat last year, but that's a little bit of a anomaly. But you look at the teams that are successful, and they find a way to get a rhythm in preseason so that when they get to the regular season, they hit the ground running. Tampa Bay is going to start off with Dallas. Dallas, now they haven't had Dak Prescott, but they've looked pretty decent.
That was more of an injury situation, I think, too.
Right, yeah. Yeah, because he was injured in practice. He's coming off of that ankle, all of those things. But the best teams have found a way to find their rhythm in preseason so that they don't go into the regular season trying to hit their stride, because every single win is going to matter. Week 1 will matter this football season.
It's funny, there's a guy that we mentioned early on in this segment. He's with a new team, and he hasn't played either at all. Chris Goff has played. Stafford has not had one snap with the Rams in preseason. So there are obviously
there's a lot of different ways
to skin a cat.
But if you're so worried and you're so fragile that you can't make it through preseason, you're going to get hurt in the regular season. I mean, it just football is football. Guys are going to get hurt. They're not going to feel good until April of 2022.
Let me ask you that. I know we don't want to beat a dead horse on this, but Dan Campbell seems to be one of those, like you, old school, tough guy, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Are you surprised that under Dan Campbell's helm that this is happening?
I'm a little bit surprised. I was encouraged when he said week 1, everybody was going to play, and then I was surprised in week 2 when. Now, if T.J. Hockenson was banged up, I'm fine with that he didn't play anymore. I'm disappointed that DeAndre Swift wasn't able to play, and I am disappointed that we didn't see this offense with Jared Goff under center as an entire package any more than 2 series in the preseason. And one of those was pretty much irrelevant, was 3 and out. The second one was good, right? It was a 10-play, I think, a drive that ended in 3 points.
Right. Well, now, same thing with the defense. I mean, Proctor's a little bit of an injury, but he hadn't played.
Yep.
A few of the other guys on defense. Did Jamie Collins play? I don't think so.
I'm disappointed we didn't see
Trey Flowers, right?
Trey Flowers and Romeo Okwara are going to be playing new positions.
Correct.
Much like offensively, you've got guys switching positions. You've got a new offense. You've got a new defense. Guys are playing in different positions, and they're doing things that they haven't done in their entire football career. These guys, Okwara and Flowers are going to have to drop back into coverage. Like, that takes a little bit of game speed practice. So I'm disappointed that we didn't see that.
And when you combine that with the fact that the Lions were one of the few teams, and they weren't alone, who didn't schedule, scrimmages against other teams, they really didn't. And a lot of times, like Stafford and some of these other guys who didn't play, they say they got all the reps they needed at full speed in these practices because they're usually very physical, because the teams are trying to, players are trying to impress the other team too in case they get cut, they really want to see what's on tape. All right, the telephone number, 248-539-9797. That is also your ticket text as well. We'll take your calls, your texts, all that stuff coming up next. And coming up next included, might need some addition to my app. We'll explain that coming up next. 97 minute ticket.
With BetMGM, anyone can capture that Grand Slam championship feeling. Step on the court with the king of sportsbooks for a chance to win $100 in free bets when you place a $1 wager on any player to win the big tournament in Queens, New York. If any player serves an ace during the tournament, you'll win $100 in free bets, regardless of your bet's outcome. Just use bonus code TOMM100 when you make your first bet to take advantage of this offer. Sign up now and you'll unlock access to BetMGM's live betting options, boosted odds specials, daily promotions, and so much more. And now college football has started. And this coming week, we got a huge one, Clemson, Georgia. You want the action? You got to get in on it now. Download the app, go to BetMGM.com and use bonus code TOMM100 to win $100 in free bets if any player serves an ace in New York. Enjoy the ultimate tennis experience at BetMGM. New customer offer, paid free bets. Must be 21 years or older, Michigan only. Gambling problem, call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. Excludes Michigan disassociated persons.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWG AM950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by Duncan. Slowdowns can be expected through work zones this morning along 275 between South Huron Road and 94, as well as 75 southbound near 12 Mile. There's a whole new spin on pumpkin to love at Duncan. Sip it to fall with a $3 medium pumpkin cream cold brew, or signature latte. America runs on Dunkin'. Participation may vary. Limited time offer. Exclusions apply. Valid on pumpkin spice signature latte only and all cold foam cold brew. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
Building a world-class sports station and a world-class sports center.
This Odyssey.com Sports Minute is brought to you by North Bloomfield Properties.
I'm Amy Lawrence with an Odyssey Sports Minute. Sponsored by AutoZone. Get in the zone, AutoZone. This is a battle you can't win, Javi Baez. For so many reasons, you're picking a fight that you're bound to lose. First of all, you've been on the New York Mets roster for all of 5 minutes. The fans to whom you're flashing the thumbs down, essentially flipping them an upside-down bird, they're far more entrenched and invested in this team after years of frustration and futility. Seeing this latest free fall out of first place, watching the ineptitude at the plate, of course Mets fans are booing. Baez, you're barely batting 200 since your trade to New York, and your Mets have dropped 20 of their last 29. If you don't want to hear the boos, play better. To give it back to the fans only throws gasoline on their fire, and the odds are essentially 1,000,000 to 1. They've earned the right to express their displeasure, and you're making it worse. I'm Amy Lawrence.
Beacon Pro Plus works 24/7 for material ordering, order history, and automated promotion tracking, so you can get your favorite GAF roofing products even when working remotely. And now, order on Beacon Pro Plus and get a $175 gift card and a chance for a VIP Pro Football getaway. Gear up and raise your game with Beacon Pro Plus today. Build, score, and win at BECN.com.
Win $1 million during the Big Draw promotion at MGF Grand Detroit. Tuesdays and Fridays in September, you can win up to $1 million by matching up to 6 numbers during the Big Draw live drawings. Simply swipe your M Life Rewards card to activate your game card. The more you match, the more you win. $1 million could be yours during the Big Draw promotion, only at MGF Grand Detroit. See the M Life Rewards desk for details. Must be 21 or older. Grand times ahead.
Michigan, this is the story of Kaylee, who was unvaccinated.
I got COVID and was hospitalized for a month. I was 39 weeks pregnant. I couldn't breathe at all. I had a blood clot in my lungs. It caused me to go into right-sided heart failure. There was lots of talk about putting me on a ventilator. I thought I was gonna die. I was worried that he was gonna grow up without a mom. You know, being 27 and a mom and a wife and having that all almost taken away from me. It's scary. And if a vaccine can prevent that from happening, why not?
Find your vaccine at michigan.gov/COVID vaccine. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
2 Men in a Truck is the leader in all things moving, and now junk removal service. So whether you are looking to simplify your next home or business move, or just need help with that spring cleaning project, go to 2meninatruck.com and get a quote today.
Get amped for big games with the best tracks from rock and more. Troy Hughes Stadium Anthems, the new Odyssey exclusive station. Get it on the Odyssey app today. Brought to you in part by Macy's, Geico, and Coke Zero Sugar. 97 on the ticket would like to remind you that when you text the ticket, standard text messaging rates apply.
between 8 o'clock and 10 o'clock. That's one of the beauties of being here. Now, as everyone knows, we've made a big joke of my obsession for players that could have had,
In 1 mile, at the roundabout, take the second exit onto
passed
Orchard
up
Lake
on,
Road.
or we had and left, and they're doing something great elsewhere. And so, well, Snowy should have an app. So, we have a make-believe app, and like every time Donovan Mitchell scores 40 points, you get an alert of that type of stuff, right? You understand
Yes.
that? Now, my question is, do we need to extend that? And Gov and Greg, you can be the judge and jury on this as well. Do we need to extend this to the collegiate ranks? Because I didn't watch it very closely, but as I was aware that, yes, it was only Hawaii, but some guy named Zach Charbonnet had 3 touchdowns, 6 carries, 106 yards, 17.7 average, plus 1 reception for 14 yards. Gee, why can't we get guys
At the
like that?
roundabout,
Oh, yeah,
take
yeah.
the second
we did
exit
have-
onto Orchard
which
Lake
kinda leads me
Road.
to believe, why the hell did he leave anyway? But,
Well, I'll address that.
Okay.
Having talked to him and his folks throughout the pandemic, a lot of these transfers have just transferred closer to home.
right.
And so he's obviously from California, from Southern California, and going to UCLA, it gets him closer to his brother, gets him closer to his parents. They get a chance to see all of his games. So there's a lot of different reasons why guys transfer.
Right.
Some of it is opportunity. Others, it's just, I want to be closer to family.
Did he see the writing on the wall? Because you had the pecking order was like Haskins, Corum, and now Donovan Edwards. But he would have been, if he stayed, he would have been, you would think, ahead of one of those 3, right?
You would think, yeah, and he's a really good running back.
Yeah.
He was good when he was here.
Right, I know. I mean, he averaged 4.9 his freshman year, carrying 6.5, last year in an abbreviated year with just 19 attempts.
Yeah, and so obviously when he goes off and he has touchdown runs, 2 of 21 yards, 1 of 47, and scores 3,
I know.
everybody says, oh, well, I wish he was still here.
Right.
Sure, you wish all the good players were still here, but he's not. And again, I know you had texted me this, and I was grumpy on Saturday.
Yeah, you were very defensive.
I was very grumpy.
Because I even made a
because-
joke about something else, and you're like, what are you kidding me?
No, I see. I asked if you were drunk.
Yes. And that was Scott Frostby, Michigan's offensive coordinator next year.
Yes.
But,
Yeah, which I think everybody probably was wondering that same thing. Are you drunk?
Yeah.
But you know what? And here's why I was looking. I'm watching college football, and I wanted the Big Ten to be more involved in week 0. We saw Illinois, we saw Nebraska. Why not Michigan? Why not Michigan State? Why not some other things? And I felt like the party was starting without us.
I get that. There were only really about 5 games of any type of significance. All right, Greg or Gov, should the app include collegiate guys who transfer? Guess not.
Well, I thought Greg was going to go there. We were kind of making eye contact on Zoom when I saw him grab his mic. So,
Okay.
yeah. You know what? I think so. I with the transfer portal, it's just going to become bigger and bigger. Why not?
Players.
I mean, I'll go back
a
to
lot of players.
like Najee Harris. Does that count? Because Michigan allegedly had him at one point.
Well, it was close. I don't think he ever committed. I mean, maybe for a guy who commits and then changes and decommits. Like Zach Silk could have been on the app and then he got removed from the app and he decided to change his mind and come back.
Yeah.
He's on the Alabama app.
Yeah, he was off the app, on the app.
He's on the Alabama app. Not that they even need the apps.
Yeah.
Whatever is Alabama to do.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, look, apps evolve and times change. And
Yes.
the two go hand in hand here with this. So I think we got to do it.
As Michigan fans, Greg, were you guys a little frustrated by what you saw from him on Saturday, or it was just okay? We knew he was good. It was Hawaii, big deal.
Well, to answer your question about that, no, not necessarily. I mean, I don't think this was too unsimilar to the game he had his first game at Michigan against Middle Tennessee. Maybe not quite the total yardage, but it was few carries, lots of yards. You'd like to see more of them. So No, I didn't watch that game or see what happened in that game and opine for the days of Zach Charbonnet. Of course, it's better to have more good players than not. But to your question about should we add this to the app? Sure, why not? I think it's in the spirit of the app, so yes.
Yeah, and we're going to follow the guys, whether it's at Michigan State. There's one that's going to be coming to the big house for Northern Illinois.
I don't think Michigan State fans are going to sit there and say, "Oh my God, we got Russo and Thorne, we got this kid coming up, but God, how the hell did we let Rocky Lombardi leave?"
I don't know that they're going to.
Hey, they got their pound of flesh from Rocky Lombardi. He had the game of his life against Michigan.
There's so many transfers.
I know.
If we're talking about guys that were at a certain school or university and they're somewhere else, they're not here anymore.
I know.
It's got to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And how about the ones that they do have? Michigan State has, with incoming freshmen, I don't exactly know what their number is. I think it was like 23, but they have 47 faces and names this year. So there's a whole lot of other schools that may develop this app as well.
By the way, I heard there's some working already on Giles Jackson's section.
That was just good
for next.
Let's say this, okay? Charbonnet's performance in creating I don't know if he lights up the it is against the wall. And the rest of Chip Kelly's offense. So
He's got to go against USC, right?
maybe not against them, but you need to see how September, August, I know. So, I mean, that would have pitcher. He's only basic, right?
Yes, basically.
So, based on his own first name. So, in order to light up the app, you need to see more. But I'll give him credit for being the creator that he decided.
Yeah, because the NIL.
Zach Charbonnet should have won this one.
Exactly. I thought I had Zach Charbonnet $5 every time I get some pay on the app, right? Our telephone number 248-539-9797. Coming out next. I really did something over the weekend. I'm very proud of. What should I?
Odyssey Station. Sports headlines all day, every day. From the Soul by Odyssey Sports Desk. This is 97.1. The Ticket.
Brought to you by Ford Motor Company. Congratulations to Taylor North. They become the first lifting team for Michigan to win the League World Series since 1959. Winning the title game 5-2 yesterday over Hamilton, Ohio. They do it behind 4 RBIs from Jackson Serna and the pitching of Ethan Mandel. Struck out 8 in 4 innings. They won 15 of the last 16 games. Tigers dropped 2 or 3 to Toronto on the weekend, including yesterday's 2-1 decision. Matthew Boyd making his first start since mid-June, giving up 2 runs on 2 home runs in 4 innings. Right-hander Jason Foley sent to Toledo after the game. Tigers in the makeup game against the Twins today. That's 2:10 right here on 97.1. The Ticket from Comerica Park. Casey Mize going for Detroit. He's 7-6 with a 3.55 ERA. And the Lions have until Tuesday at 4 p.m. to get down to the Raptor limit of 53. They open up the regular season a week from Sunday at Ford Field against San Francisco. And the Ticket Update Desk, I'm Jeff Busson. For more, 97.1 The Ticket or Odyssey.com.
Live from the Jamie Samuelson Studios, Tony and Jansen on 97.1. The Ticket.
We are live here. Thank you, Jeff Lesson from Oakland Hills, the Village Charity Golf Outing. Our telephone number 248-539-9797. By the way, Charbonnet's performance been more impressive if he had to battle Jelani Tavai.
That's
watching. There were a lot of looked like freshman girls just walking all across campus with like tank tops and really short shorts. Some of them were bikini tops. So I said to my daughter, I said, "Where are they all going?" Because they were lined up. They were going, "Oh, they're going to a darty." So what's a darty?
Never heard of it.
A day party.
Oh, see, that's not what the Urban Dictionary says.
Oh.
The Urban Dictionary
The Urban Dictionary is dirty. So.
Yeah, well, no, this is not dirty.
Okay.
This is dirty.
Okay.
It's used to signify the feeling one experiences at the pinnacle of relaxation.
No, this one's
That's not the same.
That's not what the college kids of today call it. A darty is a day party. Another, example, I guess, pre-gaming before whether there's even a game or not. Anyway, so my twin daughters, one at Michigan State, are seniors, and one in particular is pretty reserved. I mean, she's just started drinking a little bit like last year. I'm trying to think if she's even, if she hadn't told me, tried a gummy or something like that. She's just, I wouldn't say dirty or anything like that. She's just, not every kid goes to college and gets wasted.
Stay in the left 3 lanes.
Okay, like their father. But she sent us a video Saturday, and I showed it to John, and yes, I have permission from her to talk about it on the air, because when it comes to my kids, something like this. Now, my other daughter probably would definitely say no. But anyway, so I saw a video of my daughter's, it took her to be a senior to do this, her first keg stand. And when I saw the video, maybe because she's so reserved and doesn't do this stuff right away, and a lot, I was like, and even my wife was to a certain extent, a little less than me. I was like, yeah, I was like a proud father. Is that bad that I was proud of my daughter watching her do a keg stand?
No, I don't think so. I think it's probably more. I mean, nobody knows your daughter better than you do.
Right.
And you just mentioned it took to her senior year. She's more reserved than you probably were in college.
Yeah.
A lot more reserved.
Yeah.
And, it's just, hey, she is, whether she's coming out of her shell, she's experiencing new things, she's doing, you got to be proud that she's trying something different now that she's a senior and she's maybe a little more comfortable in her surroundings, just trying something new.
I know, I agree with you, but I just think there's people out there because it involves drinking and it's a girl, it's a dog, I don't know.
She's 21.
Yes, exactly.
She's of age. I think it's great. How'd she do? Like, how long did she last?
It was a short
clip. It was a short clip. They didn't show the whole
I
thing.
just saw the very end.
Yeah, but I don't know. But is it weird to be proud? It's my point. I have no problem with her doing it.
I think you're just proud that she's having a good time.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's taking advantage of being a college student. I mentioned I was in Ann Arbor yesterday as all of this was going on around us. My kids are obviously much younger than yours. And we were in our restaurant and waiting for our food. And I looked out and I told my kids, I'm like, this scene right now is the ultimate college scene, because across the road at one of the houses, it wasn't a frat house, it was just one of the student houses, there was a mountain. And when I say mountain, I'm talking, it covered almost the entire front yard of trash. And because it was move in, move out.
Right.
But right next to it was an inflatable pool filled, and everybody was throwing stuff on top of the pile of trash and enjoying the pool at the same time. It's just the ultimate college scene.
Yes, this is what you're paying thousands and thousands of dollars for.
Yes.
Absolutely. I get it. 248-539-9797. Also, I don't know what is a parallel to a keg stand, but what did you do when you were in college? That was it a beer bomb? Was it something like that where, mom and dad might say, not so crazy about that, or Heather?
Oh gosh. Where do I start? The first thing, because we're talking about beer, that comes to my mind. I mean, I did keg stands. I guess you could say I did beer bongs too. I wasn't a huge beer drinker, so for me, that's, we would pre-drink, like you said, Stoney. I could pre-drink probably half a fifth before I went to a bar. That's disgusting for a small woman. Also, we would do we'd shotgun beers, and I can bite into the beer bottle with my tooth to open it.
Bottle or the can?
The can. I'm sorry, the can.
Oh.
you'd shotgun the can of beer, and yeah, you have to open it and then you bite into it and I drink it. It's just oh god, it's so gross.
Animal.
Yeah, it was awful.
Now, I imagine John being a big, tough, football player, during the off season, the boys got together, and what were some of your exploits?
I hate to disappoint you, but I was not really in the party goer. It just wasn't. I know I'm killing the vibe here.
I can just see it now. Like
I had a
Brady, Truman, Woodson, they're all hanging out with girls and having a great time. And what's Jansen doing? Oh, he's perusing the big house, making guys run steps.
Yeah, you're the one going to the parties and getting these guys out of there, right?
Yeah, John was like the team narc.
I wasn't the narc. I wasn't going to talk to the coach, but I was going to get him out. If it was during the season, hell yeah, I was going to get him out of there. We got bigger things we got to do.
Well, it did work, so
It did.
give you credit for that. Liberty,
I was there for two things: graduate and win.
Wow. No beer bongs?
No, I didn't do my first beer bong, Mom, close your ears, until I was almost 40.
Mom, close your ears? Mom should close her ears to know that her son, she raised a nerd.
What? I mean, some of these things, the beer bong. When was your first beer bong, Stoney? I mean, like, mine was probably in high school. I mean, I was probably 16.
I think you tried the other bong first.
Thanks, Dad.
Well, yeah, sure.
I did try the other bong first. You are correct. Freshman year of college. I didn't do bongs when I was in high school. I was a late bloomer, so to speak.
Yeah, not nearly as late as me.
Yeah, I never did one until college either.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I did a keg stand, I think 2 times, I remember. I don't think either night ended very well. It's a trick doing that.
Yeah.
John, have you ever done a shot ski?
No.
You know what a shot ski is?
No.
Shot ski is when my buddy Matt Riley has it in his tailgate. And a lot of people have it. You take a ski, all right, with there's little holes, and put shot glasses in. Everybody holds this thing, 1, 2, 3 shot ski, and you have like 5 or 6 people do a shot off the ski. It's a great thing.
So you got to be that close for everybody to do the same shot?
I'll show you a picture. Okay.
Yeah, I've got some photos too I can send you.
Yeah. We're trying to educate John. Look, he's going to say...
I've had shots, I've had drinks, I've just never done it off a ski.
Hey, hon, listen, keep Ruby, Lucy, Trek, and Ellie away from Stony, Heather, and Tom. They're going to kill us. Our kids are going to end up in jail because of these heathens.
Oh, gosh.
No, it was. We had our own share of good times. Trust me, I loved college, loved everything about it, but like I said, win.
But not everybody.
I'm just telling you,
I know.
That was just me.
I know. But what if you were a regular student and didn't play sports?
I don't have that experience.
I know.
Can't rely on
that. Can you think about what you would have done, or
I'm sure I would have had a great time. I would have had a different time. I just don't know what that would have been like.
By the way, somebody sent me. I think you got it. Did you get it too on Twitter? Picture of you in your Clausen football jersey.
What? Say that again?
I have a picture of you in a Clausen football jersey.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I think so. Fun. Number 30.
Yeah. Tight end linebacker.
Yeah. They were a handsome devil back then. And I like because he didn't do beer bombs like the rest of us. 248-539-9797. Any ticket texting for you there, John?
I didn't. Yeah, well, let's see. Just unnamed ticket texter. I didn't smoke weed or drink until I was 18. Now I smoke weed every day.
I know a couple of friends of mine from college who still smoke weed every day.
Here's one. I already said this one. Damn, Heather, you a badass chick, man.
Yeah,
Again,
no
unnamed
longer.
ticket texter.
No longer. I cannot hang anymore.
I still can't get over the image in my mind of Heather cracking a beer and then just taking a bite out of it.
Yeah.
pretty
I can't believe I never
Yeah.
cracked a tooth or ripped my gums open. It's not like something I did all the time. This is not we're going out to the bar. Let me just bite into a can. But it started on a canoe trip. Yeah.
You shotgun a beer, John?
Yeah, I've done
Okay.
that.
Yeah, just want to make sure. All right, 245-39-97-97. Yeah, Mom. Oh my God, my Johnny did a beer bong when he was 40 years old. Oh my Lord. Oh, what's Mrs. Jansen gonna do? She's very upset with you today. All right, Heather has news coming up next.
I do. I've got a great story about a young man, not too young, 29 years old, who just really didn't have any luck on dating apps. So you guys are never going to believe what he did instead. And he's having some success now. So I'll fill you in.
All right, 97.1 The Ticket.
Hey, I want to tell you about my friends over at Level One Bank. I have found a bank that I know I can trust, and I love the fact that I can trust them. And I'm a satisfied customer. I trust them with all of my finances. They take care of me, my family, and on all of our financial needs, from my checking, my savings, but more importantly, one of the biggest investments that you're ever going to have that I have is my mortgage. If you're shopping around for a mortgage, you got to reach out to my friends over at Level One Bank. They have a team of experienced mortgage professionals who are personable and committed to serving you throughout the entire mortgage process. So whether you need to finance the purchase of a new home or you're looking to refi, the Level One Bank team is ready to serve you. And for a limited time, if you finance the purchase of a primary or secondary home with Level One Bank, you can qualify for a $500 credit off of closing costs. All you got to do is mention my name, 97.1 The Ticket, and you qualify. For more information about this limited time offer, visit them online at level1bank.com/John Jansen Mortgage. That's level1bank.com/John Jansen Mortgage. Level One Bank is a member of the FDIC and an equal housing lender.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by St. Joseph Mercy. Southfield Freeway southbound after Warren Avenue, there is reports of an incident now affecting the left and center lanes that could add to your drive this morning. Still building on 275 between South Huron Road and 94, as well as traffic volumes building northbound 275 between Ford Road and M1496. Slowdowns can be expected 75 southbound near 12 Mile. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
Better bets, bet smarter, and beat the books today. Download the BetQL app today to better your chances.
The new St. Joe's and IHA Livonia Medical Center is open, offering easy access for your healthcare needs. From primary care to outpatient surgery, imaging services to urgent care. Together, we're creating a better healthcare experience. Learn more at LivoniaMedicalCenter.org.
I've been telling you all summer about USA Insulation and how it does two things. Keeps you comfortable and saves you money. Well, I brought in David Potts of USA Insulation because they have a deal you can't miss. David, tell us all about it.
Well, it's our biggest deal of the year, which is when you get your walls foamed, we'll insulate your attic for free. We've been running it all summer, but it ends this month.
David, I've been telling people that USA Insulation is an absolute no-brainer because it pays for itself in energy savings.
Some people are already saving more than they paid in as little as 2 years. Others, it takes 4 to 5. But think about it for a second. You're making money every day in your home because it's more enjoyable, it's more comfortable. It pays for itself, and then puts money back in your pocket after it's paid for itself. Plus, you increase the value of your home, and you'll add some life to your AC and furnace.
And with this free attic, it pays for itself even faster.
Absolutely.
Again, this deal ends this month. When they insulate your walls, they'll do your attic for free. 1-800-USA-FOAM, 1-800-USA-FOAM, or USAinsulation.net.
USA Insulation. College football is back, and FanDuel Sportsbook is making Week 1 even more exciting. Right now, all customers get a risk-free bet on any Week 1 game. That's right, place any Week 1 bet and get a refund in site credit if you don't win. Look, over the years, early in the season, there's a lot of point spreads you can take advantage of. And right now, you get a risk-free bet. Offers like this, just one of the many reasons why college football, FanDuel, perfect marriage. #1 rated sportsbook app in America. It's easy to use, safe and secure, and there's fast payouts. New to FanDuel Sportsbook, sign up using the promo code Doug to get in on this risk-free bet. $1,000. That's promo code Doug. Must be 21 or older and present in Michigan. Refund issued is non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Maximum refund $10 unless otherwise indicated. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problems, call 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 97.1 The Ticket.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. If you haven't refinanced your mortgage in 2021, you need to call Hall Financial right now to see if you qualify for our no appraisal 8-day close. Call today, 248-308-5000, or go to callhallfirst.com.
Welcome to AutoZone.
that too. And if you need a new battery, you've got a wide selection of replacement batteries starting at just $79.99. And we're the only place you can find proven tough Duralast batteries, including Duralast Platinum with AGM and EFB technology. That's why we're America's #1 battery destination. Claim based on data from the NPD Group 2020.
Let's try to stay on schedule. New customers have Emery's exterminator business buzzing. She needs new specialists to tackle a swarm of appointments.
Norwegian tree mouse.
That's a first. Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Wake up to Wendy's and get a bacon or sausage, egg, and Swiss breakfast croissant for just $1.99. Made with fresh cracked eggs and served on a hot buttery croissant that's fluffy enough to sleep on. It's time to wakey. Hit the Wendy's drive-thru and get your bacon or sausage, egg, and Swiss breakfast croissant for just $1.99. That's a better breakfast for just $1.99. Only at Wendy's. We got it. Limited time only. U.S. price and participation may vary. Third-party delivery prices may vary. Not knowing the combo.
Church's has a deal made for you or all y'all. Choose your favorite dishes, your classic style chicken and spicy or original. Sides and biscuits for everyone. So swing by for Church's Feed 6 starting at $20 meal. Church's, bringing that down home flavor. Offer valid at participating location.
The next time you're in Vegas, head to the D Las Vegas. It's not on the Strip, it's in downtown Vegas. The odds are better, the party's bigger, and you'll feel right at home. Book your stay today at thed.com. The D Las Vegas, your home for Detroit sports in Vegas.
There are no sweeter sounds. Hear the game. All the play-by-play all season is on 97.1 The Ticket and the Odyssey app.
97.1 The Ticket. We'll talk Little League World Series Championship with the coach, Taylor. That's coming up at 7:35. Reporting will join us. Also, Al Avila and Jeff Blashill on the 9 o'clock hour, live from Oakland Hills, where we are at the Illich Charity Golf Outing. All right, it's Heather time. What's up, Heather?
Well, you guys, a fire broke out at an Oakland County golf club on Saturday morning, destroying basically their entire fleet of golf carts. But thankfully, the course and the employees were all spared, which is the good news, of course, that nobody was hurt. But the GM of Brentwood Golf Club explained that the golf operations crew wasn't even in yet at the time, but the maintenance crew heard some pops, then saw smoke in the distance towards the clubhouse area, and within 25 minutes, their big, over 4,000 square foot cart center, it had 80 carts, it had the beverage cart, it had all their equipment and machinery, was just engulfed in flames. The crews, once the firefighters got there, did have some complications actually containing the fire because they didn't want any runoff to contain battery acid, so they had to be very careful about how they put the fire out. But thankfully, they did get it under control. The fire was put out, but at this point, the source of the fire remains unknown, so there is an investigation into that underway. But like I said, the good news is that nobody was hurt, and this fire was able to be contained so that it didn't spread further and cause a crazy amount of damage to this golf course.
Jeez, that's thankfully it was not nuts.
Yeah. And the problem I think they're going to run into, I have some friends that are in the golf industry, and finding golf carts, getting those, it's just like cars right now. You can't replace them. So it's going to be a difficult thing for them to replace 80 carts.
For sure, and they were actually renting some carts. It sounds like they were doing really, really well. Like the golf, it picked up for them a lot because so many clubs have turned private and they had so many people coming. They had to rent. They were renting about 10 carts or so from other places just to have enough to support all the people that were coming there to golf. So it is going to be really difficult for them. They hope that they don't have to remain closed. They do want to operate some capacity this week. So hopefully they can still remain open and get people out there on the course for sure. This story is another sad story. There's this former child star, Matthew Mindler. He starred in Our Idiot Brother. You might have seen that. He was actually found dead after going missing from college last week, and he was only 19 years old. Very, very, very bizarre story because we don't have a lot of details yet. Millersville University in Pennsylvania actually reported him missing on Thursday after he didn't return to his room on Tuesday evening, didn't show up to any classes, and on Saturday it was announced that his body